Okay, welcome to the February 16th, Thursday chat. Remind you again that if you want closed captions, you can enable it at the bottom. I've enabled it. And if there are any residents that have announcements who haven't contacted me, you can contact me during the first chat. After that, it will be we'll have to save it for next week, but just send me a personal chat while the first speaker is going on.
So Jerry, I guess I have an announcement.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll start off with Paul Hardiman.
Thank you, Jerry. Jerry, is it okay if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Tell me, do you know what time of year it is?
Well, that's a tough question. I give up. What time of year is it?
It's time for the Newbridge Scholarship Fund annual raffle. How's that?
Great.
That's a good time.
And it officially is about to start today. And it's going to inaugurate 4 weeks of exciting activity that include 4 drawings and 29 winners in the various raffles and 29 terrific prizes that are going to be awarded. And I just like to comment briefly today. I realize that there's probably a lot of new members that don't know what that guy's talking about, but very quickly, 3 years ago, a group of people here at Newbridge wanted to counteract the sort of the doldrums and bleakness of the COVID quarantine, but more importantly, to try and do something for our very hardworking staff and employees. And they inaugurated a scholarship fund that has really grown. It's absolutely incredible. We're going into the 3rd year. Last year, they awarded 20 scholarships to a variety of academic institutions and to help these young people and our employees fulfill their educational ambitions. Now, all of this takes money, and that was the purpose of the raffle. And and the support that we've received from the Newbridge residents has truly been extraordinary. This year, it's become a tradition, this raffle, and we're going to inaugurate today the 3rd annual traditional Newbridge Scholarship Fund. And we're hoping it's going to be even more successful than the last 2 years. So we have a tradition that's been building that I inaugurate the opening of the raffle season with the blowing of a fanfare on the sacred golden kazoo. So if you permit me, let me just. I hereby declare the 3rd traditional Newbridge Scholarship Fund season officially open. And it is going to have its first activity a week from today on next Thursday during the Weiner Hour. And we're going to have what has also become a tradition called Sunday Thursday, where there will be 10 drawings, and each drawing will have a winner, and that winner will receive 5 pints of ice cream, including all the fixings to make Major League Sundays, including topping, fudge sauce, and of course, nuts. And there's nothing like a Sunday with Newbridge nuts. Now that will follow for the next 3 weeks with other drawings that will include 19 prizes. And it will culminate on March 16th with a grand drawing, which will be held in Great Meadow Hall. And there'll be 5 prizes awarded there. The 3 of those prizes will be considered grand prizes, and they'll be ranked. The 3rd grand prize will be a $500 credit against your monthly rent. The 2nd prize will be $1,500. Again, that will be applied to your monthly rent. And the grand prize, which is terrific, is a $3,000 credit against your monthly rent. Now, to participate in this raffle and the previous 2 raffles after Sunday, Thursday, you will have to purchase a ticket. And the tickets will become available for purchase on the at 4 o'clock after Sunday, Thursday. So a week from today, you'll be able to buy your tickets. And the incredible thing about the tickets, you know, you've all been reading about inflation and the price of chicken and gasoline, and even you know, our management here, in spite of their efforts, you know, had to increase food costs and housing costs a modest amount just to accommodate the significant increase in their operating costs. But, you know, incredibly, the scholarship committee held the line at $100 a ticket. And that's the price of the ticket that we began with 3 years ago. So think about that. They fought inflation, they maintained that $100 ticket price, but you know, prices everywhere else has gone up. And so when you purchase your tickets, keep that in mind, that the ticket itself is really been an inflation fighter. And think about that when you buy the ticket, and also think about you helping our employees. Now, the raffle is going to end in Great Meadow Hall, as I said, but it's going to be quite an evening. We have a wonderful reception plan with catered food. It's going to be very exciting. And we have professional entertainment that is going to appear. And this individual, I've met with him. He is going to be very, very exciting. He's had experience in entertaining people on the Borscht Belt. He has a terrific sense of humor. We will have as guests, Steve Caldwell will be here, I believe, to do one of the drawings. We'll have Lou Wolf be here. So, you know, this whole 4-week period is going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, we're going to begin, as I said, next Thursday with Sunday, Thursday. And it's not going to cost you anything. The drawings are going to be based on your unit number. And we're going to throw all the unit numbers in independent living and assisted living in a box. And we're going to draw 10 winners. And I'll tell you, you tune in next week, it's really going to be worth it to get those 5 Sundays. And let me just share with you, last year, this is a woman that won, a resident. She won her 5 Sundays, and look at her euphoria and excitement. I mean, she cannot wait to get to her kitchen table and dig in to all the goodies in that bag. So you could be one of the winners. Tune in. Now, I have to say that after that, you have to buy your tickets, and we will have ticket salespeople coming around, calling you, perhaps knocking on your door. So please be receptive. And these are great people. They're headed by Herb Glickman, who's our chief ticket seller. And, you know, he's a major league ticket seller. I mean, the Ticketmaster tried to get him and StubHub, but he decided to stay with us and help us out. And he's put together an all-star team, some of the best ticket sellers in the country. That are going to try and raise money for this scholarship fund, and obviously, as a result, help our very, very valuable employees. So please tune in next week. And I want to remind you that as we get going, you have to buy a ticket. Buy a ticket. Enter to win. You want to win some of these 19 prizes. So participate. Thank you very much, Jerry.
Thank you, Paul. You've shown a new way to illustrate your talk without asking for any help to display your screen. It was very effective. Faye Busgang.
Okay, I just want to say that you will see in the announcements that come out 1 week next week at Newbridge that on Sunday, Serena Kafker and I are celebrating our 90th birthdays. We're both born in February, and we're going to have it at Great Meadow Hall, and we invite all independent living people to come for ice cream and cake. Thank you.
Thank you. And Tara Fleming Caruso.
I'm so glad I didn't have to go right after Paul, man. That is a hard act to follow. And I didn't bring a kazoo. I would had I known. I have a quick announcement. Every week on the calendar, you'll see Wednesdays at 3:30. There's something called a Stitch in Time. Well, it's been brought to my attention that people don't know what the heck that means. So let me tell you, anybody who does handwork, needlework, crochet, knitting, embroidery, join us in the terrace room for an hour. We meet every week, and it's not uncommon that we meet with chocolate and wine. So come and join us. We look forward to having new folks join the group. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you. Joel Jones.
Well, I'm in agreement with Tara. Paul brought the sizzle. I don't have any graphics, but I'm still recovering from being a love bug. So I'm a little under the weather. I just want to say thank you to everyone who attended the Valentine's Day dinner and made it such a roaring success. We had such fun. People were dancing. Jerry, I saw you kick up a leg. You got to admit, you were cutting a rug. So thank you for being a part of such a fun event, not only for the community, but for us. So more to come. And speaking of more to come, we're gearing up for Purim. That's going to be in Great Meadow Hall, March 6th. Remember, I've challenged the community. If you can fool me with a great costume, there could be a little prize involved. So dress up. Let's get in that Purim spirit. And then also, I'm very excited to announce that we are on track to open up the Copper Beach Community Room Monday, the 20th. So that'll open at 5 p.m. You don't need reservations, but I need to give you a stark reminder. This is a self-service buffet. So be ready, be prepared. A lot of new changes in F&B, and I'm very excited to present them to you. Next week, I'll work on the graphics. I'll set the bar too high. I wasn't ready for that sizzle.
Thank you very much. Christina Rice. Is Christina here?
Christina's not here.
Oh, okay. All right. So then you're up, Matt.
Jerry, can I have a short word before Matt?
Of course, Larissa, go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, I sent you an email, but probably it was too late. Just a quick plug-in about two upcoming events that I believe were special attention. So this Saturday, we are welcoming a local orchestra, Opera 51, 21 plus musicians for an amazing evening of Mozart. They are bringing Mozart concerto with the guest pianist Sonia Vrutsky. Sonia has been performing at Newbridge before, and she is very much loved and received. Actually, it was Sonia's idea to collaborate with the orchestra and to bring this full sound experience to Newbridge. So please, this Saturday at 8 o'clock. And next Thursday, I'm going to try to offer something that is different, and you're going to tell me whether it is something that you might enjoy in the future. As we all heard, Jerry was dancing really nicely for the Valentine's Day. So Jerry, I'm going to challenge you this time. this Thursday, I am bringing the dance studio with the instructors for the swing dance class, followed by the dancing with the wonderful swing band. So it's a different experience, and you can come for a class, stay for the dance. You can come for the dance if you feel that you are good swing dancers, or you can just come for the concert because the band is gonna perform music that I hope all know and like. I would appreciate the feedback. So it's happening next Thursday at 7:30. We're gonna start a little early so we can fit it all together. I'm gonna stay and dance with you if you don't mind. Joel, you wanna join me and try to do it as, as well? Thank you. Thank you. I'm all set.
Larissa, sounds great. So Carol Mullen, you have your hand up. Go ahead. You unmute. Oh, okay, now you're set.
Okay, so there were lots of entertaining messages. I can only entertain with this proposal that on Sunday afternoon at 3:30, we again continuing on with our fireside chat, the idea of our own Doe Cotton, and it's thriving in its own way. Sometimes we have a dozen people, and we've had as many as 40. But it's a time to get together and just be with friends and have good conversation and finish a weekend that's maybe you've enjoyed your family, had visits, but it's a quiet time. And sometimes it's lonely, and it's great to come down and know you have a place to find people who really appreciate you and appreciate all of us. And so welcome to come. There's coffee, tea, some other refreshments. June and Nash has been providing us with great cookies and little pastries, and we've really had a nice time, and I encourage you all to come at 3:30 Sunday afternoons.
Thank you, and I guess we're not finished yet. Sid Josephi.
Hi, just to let you know, for those of you that are so good and turn in your cleaned food containers, my garage was completely filled with all kinds of bags filled with containers, and I put out a message on Facebook Marketplace, and I've received about 75 requests now for the containers. So the first 6 people took everything, and now I have the rest of them on the waiting list. So just keep turning them in. And for those of you who haven't been doing it, just if you could clean them out, stack them together, don't close them, put them in a paper bag, and put them behind the concierge desk. Thank you.
Thank you. Mitch Freeman. Unmute.
Okay, I got a question for Larissa. You're gonna bring out the dance floor?
Larissa.
Maybe she's gone.
Yeah, I think the answer was yes. I thought she meant.
Yes, there will be a dance floor. I've just confirmed.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, I think we've now done it. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, we finally made it. Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well and that you are enjoying spring in the middle of February. It's the strangest thing. I don't know what to say about that. Just enjoy it and get outside, I guess. I do not have a golden kazoo, but what I do have here is golden COVID tests. So we are so fortunate to live in a place where we have security here 24/7 that can come do a COVID swab if you have any kind of symptoms whatsoever. So just a reminder to everybody, if you're starting to feel just a little bit funny, start with a runny nose or maybe a small cough or a little headache, don't be shy. We would rather you err on the side of caution, give security a call. They'll swing by, they'll do a COVID swab. As of right now, we have plenty of these and we're happy to use them. So please don't be shy about that at all. I also wanted to give a quick update, and I'll get to the COVID numbers in a minute because I know that's why everybody shows up. The pool is on track to be opened on time at the end of the month. Everything is going as planned. Nate, our amazing painter, has done an incredible job repairing the ceiling. The pool has been refinished by Pure Aqua. We are waiting for the railing to be delivered to us and installed. And then we fill the pool up and we're off and going again. And Mitch, you'll be very happy that the part for the steam room has been ordered and will be installed. So the steam room will not prematurely shut off on you, Mitch. You will be all set there, which is great. So we're looking forward to having the pool back open. And for you swimmers, thank you so much. I know that you love the pool. It means a lot in your daily routine. And appreciate your patience. Hopefully we won't have to do this again for 14 years, which would be great. Okay, let me go forward and do my normal sharing of the screen. Let's see. Here we are, courtesy of the New York Times. You can see here we are, here's our county. We're continuing to see a decline here in our county, although we're seeing an increase here in Newbridge. From the county standpoint, it's gone down 13% compared to last week. And the positivity rate of all those tested has been 8%. And as always, you can see the hospitalizations follow your positivity rate, which has come down to 21%, which is very good. So in terms of risk out in the community, we're certainly not seeing the highest risk that we have seen lately. It's been a steady decline. Again, here we are, 8.8. Let's head up north a little bit, go straight into Boston proper, 9.8, so a little bit more of a risk there. If you come out to the west a little bit, 9.4. They're showing a little bit higher than we are in our county as well. Plymouth County is at 11. Stay out of Plymouth County for now. And same thing for Bristol County. So overall, we're trending in the right direction. Here on the Newbridge campus right now in independent living, we have 4 cases. One case is a carryover from last week. 2 cases live in the same household. And another case is somebody who contracted it from their private aid. Everybody's doing well. But again, the risk is real. So I'm just going to show this again. Call us if you need it, please. And please communicate with us if you do test positive, because if you do, we can support you, number one. And number two, knowing how much COVID is on the campus allows us to change protocols to keep everybody safe. So with that being said, and I hope I don't jinx myself, since the masks have come off for employees in private areas, we have not had any increased cases at all. So that's good news in terms of employees. So stay the course. Please be mindful when you go out where you're sitting, if it's in crowded areas. Mitch does a great job communicating with everybody that if you're going to go to a show, you can get seats on the end of the aisle. There's really unique ways to do this. I think we've lived with COVID long enough where we've got this one locked down. So before I move on to other topics, because COVID really feels like Groundhog Day every time I talk about it, I want to make a space for anybody to ask any questions.
I don't see anybody.
Okay, excellent. For those of you that were able to attend the Love Bug event in Nosh, I hope you had an incredible time. A huge shout out to June and Joel and the entire culinary team. They put together a really creative, fun evening. It was really cool to see everything that happened there. The food was exceptional. The details were wonderful. The dancing was certainly a lot of fun. The bar was crowded, that's for sure. I couldn't walk through it. And it just looked like everybody was having a great time. And this is my way of saying to everybody that, you know, if you haven't tried Nosh in a while, and for those of you that go to Nosh every single night, you know, don't get mad at me for sharing the little secret. The food's excellent. The service is on point. They're doing a great job down there. They're really creative. Yes, it is kosher food. Yes, it is very contemporary and very creative kosher food. They are doing an awesome job. And it's only going to keep getting better as we continue to work with Third Plus. The team's invigorated. There's one of two ways working with Third Plus could have gone. The team could have put their head in the sand and said, I don't want to do this. They're looking at everything we're doing. this is not the way or the thing I want to be part of. Or they could look at it as an opportunity to grow and become better and stronger. And I'm really proud to say they've chosen the latter path. Everybody on this team is stepping up and they are shining. And it's just been incredible to watch. I hope you're feeling it. I'm seeing it and I'm really proud of them. So a couple updates in terms of Third Plus. So we have been working really hard on creating an action plan where we're going to tackle things in phases. And right now there are 4 phases, and when they're absolutely finalized with Third Plus, we'll share the phases with you all so you can see them here on the Zoom chat. And then we'll update you on the progress in those phases. So we're close to being able to do that. We're not quite there yet. A couple more sign-offs and approvals and things to discuss before we do that. But I want to tell you about some of the things that have been happening behind the scenes, which have been quite a bit of work. So for starters, this campus, from a culinary standpoint, was entirely run by Chef Eileen in terms of the kitchens, meaning independent living, assisted living, and the 18 kitchens in the healthcare center, which is just a massive amount of responsibility, particularly when all those styles of service are not even related. You have a sit-down upscale dining, you have a kosher deli, and then you have assisted living dining room, which is sit down. Then you have a memory assisted living, which is another sit down venue. And then you have rehab, which is tray service. And then you have long-term care, which is again, not tray service, but food brought up to the country kitchens. So you have a multitude of different styles of service happening. Chef Eileen ran the show doing this for 14 years. In fact, it's a job when you talk to most cooks or executive chefs, they would say, I wouldn't do that. That is just way too big. That is way too hard. And she has done it incredibly well. But what we have done is we've split apart independent living and assisted living and the healthcare center. So now currently the healthcare center is being run by the same gentleman who runs the healthcare center in Roslindale. So all of their menus and all their stuff is aligned now. And Chef Eileen is able to focus on independent living and assisted living. She is absolutely incredible. This is going to free her up and let her focus on independent living and assisted living and really get her arms around the things that we've wanted to get our arms around for a long time. It's changing the role from a reactionary role to a proactive role. So we're really excited about that direction. It's a huge amount of work. I mean, think about all the employees that report to her. Think about purchasing, think about ordering, think about different menus, think about regulatory environment, special diets. The list goes on and on and on. So that's a huge undertaking. We're about 75% the way there. So in the background, that's been happening, and just a huge shout out to Chef Eileen. We've also been working really closely with Third Plus, and they're helping us with our communications. So they're helping us with menu design. They're helping us with comment cards. They're helping us relook at the foodie and what information should be in there and the frequency in which it goes out. They're helping us work on signage and what it looks like in the dining room. So we're getting a consistent theme and hopefully getting more clear with our communication. So they've been incredible with that. And then the other piece that you're all aware of, because you're seeing it in the dining room, is we shifted our recruitment strategy from hiring adults to hiring students. And so you've seen a lot more students in the dining room, and that's allowing us to fill a lot of those vacancies, which is hopefully going to allow us to open up more seats and have more dining options and more dining venues as we continue down the path. So right now, the foundation that's being built for us to continue this work is extremely strong. But it's been a lot of work, and I know there's a lot of questions out there. But so I felt it might be worthwhile for me just to share a few updates about where we are and what's happening. I want to pause there, Jerry, if appropriate.
Yeah. Any questions on Third Plus? No, looks like you're doing a complete job.
It's been a big lift, as you know. You're very intimately aware.
Go ahead. Who is that?
Carol Hausman.
Carol Hausman, go ahead.
Hi, Carol.
I'm very curious, and so are a lot of other people, about how much we're paying Third Plus.
It's okay, great question. It's actually based on what we choose for them to do. So for example, when they came in here and they did all of the work up front, gathering information, surveys, interviews, that was very short money, at least from my perspective. No secrets here, that was about $13,000, which is a phenomenal deal. So what we're able to do is they package everything and say, would you like us to, I don't know, I'll just come up with an example. Come on in and train everybody in Centro on etiquette for serving. Here's what it entails. Here's the cost, yes or no. And so we say yes, or we say no. Where they've been really great, Carol, is they have really not charged us for a lot of the services that they're providing. They've just been a really great sounding board, which has been nice. And we're moving towards an angle with them where we're working on an opportunity to have, his name is Scott, I think you all met him when he came on this call, to have him on somewhat of a retainer to help us as a sounding board in the near future as we work through all this.
Okay, then Barbara Nadich.
Matt, I have to send kudos out to the young staff that you're hiring, the 15-year-olds, and they are just delightful in the dining room. My question is, it's my understanding that they can only work 4 hours a day. And if that is true, can the rest of the staff fill their gap?
That's a tough question, Barbara. Hopefully, you hope. You know, you try to also get the 16 and 17-year-olds who have different working requirements. They're able to work more hours. And the great news is those 15-year-olds turn into 16 and 17 and 18-year-olds, and hopefully college students that want to stick around because it's such a wonderful place to work with the scholarship fund and the appreciation fund and, you know, all the wonderful stuff that happens here. So if all goes as planned, Barbara, this will become a self-fulfilling staffing entity where the students just want to be here. And so far that's been the case. They are really happy.
That's not exactly what I was asking. Yeah, I'm hoping they'll stay, and you grab onto them at 15 and you've got a few years. Many times during the evening, if we've had one of the 15-year-olds that could only work 4 hours, they have to disappear at 7 o'clock.
Right.
And sometimes that is not communicated to the people who are still there, and we can sit waiting for either your check, which we couldn't care less about, or dessert, which is really important. So,
understood.
My question really is, the people who are the consistent ones, the mature servers, are they being kept in tandem with the kids that have to leave?
Yes. Nobody's being, and again, Barbara, I think I'm answering your question. Number one, you're making me aware of something that I was not aware of. So thank you. I appreciate that. Our regular team members that have been here for a long time and the adults, they'll continue to be here. There's going to continue to be an opportunity for older servers to be here that want to be here. The students really are going to serve in the capacity of filling the staffing gap, which will be very helpful. The other piece is as time goes on and those younger students become older, we'll have a steady flow of older, high school students that'll be able to stay through the full period of time. But Joel's listening and he's taking note, and it's a good point, and it sounds like there's an opportunity for us to improve on communication and process there. So thank you.
Any other questions on this subject? Okay.
All right. And then lastly, I just wanted to remind everybody, President's Day, Monday, housekeeping. If you have scheduled housekeeping on Monday, it will take place on Wednesday because of the President's Day holiday. And if you're buying a car, it's supposed to be the best day to do it. Buy electric.
Jerry, can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Bob.
This is probably directed to Joel. Matt referred to the Nosh as the Nosh Deli. Well, to my mind, it hasn't been a deli for 10 years. And what is the ultimate goal for the Nosh, number one? And number two, if it's a buffet, there's the wait staff should be able to help people after they place their initial order. Handicapped people should not be required to go up to the counter twice.
Hi, Bob. So, to answer your second question first, I hope you're not having problems having service from the Nosh Buffet. The Nosh team is very dedicated and caring as far as trying to be as attentive as possible. But I will tonight bring it up to the team, make sure that they're asking those that need help to get help. And I know too, the community has been amazing as far as peers helping each other for those that need help. We don't try to force anyone to carry anything back. So I hope we're not experiencing that. Now, as far as the deli concept.
Joel, you're forcing people to go up twice. They have to order and then they have to go up again to tell the chef what they want. They should only be required to go up once.
Well, Bob, maybe we're having two different experiences, because if you go up to the buffet, you can just get what you like. You can get your soup, your salad. You're the one in charge. Going up twice, that might just be you.
No,
a lot of people just go up there. We do have somebody going around and taking your numbers at the table, so
I'm
you
not
don't have
talking
to
for
worry
myself,
about standing.
Joel. I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking for people who might have walkers down there who are unable to take care of themselves. And I'm asking, there's so many people, so many wait staff standing around. I'm asking, why once you order at the counter, why can't that be the only time you have to go up?
Well, if you're having a problem going up twice, the staff is there to assist, but it is a buffet in independent living. And we are there to help and assist. And I will say we have been very good about it, but if you're still concerned about it, I'm going to make this a point to reiterate it to the team to make sure we're hitting on all cylinders. Now, as far as the Nosh concept, I think it's debatable. You can push back saying that we're not Katz's Deli. I agree, we're not Katz's Deli, and we've never been Katz's Deli. And I think really we have an opportunity here to craft what Nosh will be. And the team is definitely working hard. Chef Eileen and I have been having long conversations on what this brand will be. And we've listened to you, Bob, your suggestions, and everyone else, all these faces I'm looking at. For all the years I've been here, I've heard a lot of different needs, a lot of different wants. The plan we're coming up with, I think we're going to hit on a lot of major cylinders. What Chef Eileen and I would like to do is surprise and go beyond your expectations. We want to be better than Katz's Deli. So be ready, be prepared, and just be patient, because we're working diligently to make the best Nosh possible. But thank you for letting me know about the service issue. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I think, Joel, he had asked a question about the service at the Copper Beach. And
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I misheard that. I thought that was in Nosh. So
it was, but I think the other question was there. So maybe you could draw the distinction on the service that's going to be in Copper Beach for people who have mobility issues.
Sure, happy to do so. So Copper Beach is open to anyone. This is not just for people with walkers. Copper Beach will be open early, starting at 5, and you can come in, no reservations required. It's first come, first sat, but it is a help yourself situation. There will be an attendant there, and for that first week, I'll be your attendant. So I'm going to be honing that process to make sure, Bob, that nobody feels like they're not able to get food from the buffet. We want to make sure and encourage people to attend this opportunity to expand our seating in Centro. This is a way to actually open up the reservations and seating. No longer will we have a community table in the dining room. I'm actually adding 27 extra seats by opening the Copper Beach room. So I'm hoping this is really to alleviate the reservation pinch and give those people an opportunity to just come in and dine at their own pace. I hope that helps clear up any confusion.
Thank you. So we have David Rosenthal and then Anna Marcus.
Joel, Judy and I have really enjoyed being down at Nash. But I have one suggestion to make, and that is when they're closing down, if they could make an announcement for the people who are still eating that the buffet line is going to close at a certain time. That would be very helpful.
Oh, are we finding that they're closing a little early? Because at 7:30 should be the time that we're shutting down the buffet.
It was a little early yesterday.
Well, you know, I will definitely touch base with both the front and back of house. They might have still been a little tired from Valentine's Day and they were looking for the exit, just to be a little honest, but I really appreciate your attendance to Nosh. You guys have been mainstays and I really enjoy seeing you down there, so thank you.
Anna Marcus.
We did speak to June about that, Joel.
I will.
Hi, Joel. I'm sorry I got interrupted by a phone call, and you may have answered this, but how are you going to keep groups from taking over Copper Beach at 5 minutes of 5?
Well, there's a dark side to me, Anna. I'm going to lay down the law. Now,
what is the law?
Let me be very transparent. This is a little experiment in the motion, in the sense that we're going to kind of observe and see how people react to this new situation by having the Copper Beach be open. Now, in the past with the terrace room, I did notice people kind of holding tables and reserving tables. The properties of the Copper Beach community room is more communal. This isn't about holding tables. This is about meeting new people. This is about having an opportunity to sit down with someone you've never had a conversation with before. That is my intent, but it's also my intent too to fill that room. So if people show up with a party of 3 and there's only 2 of them, expect someone else to sit at your table with you. There will be no holding of seats. There are smaller tables available for more intimate conversations and dining. I do have 2 large 6-tops there, but most of the other tables are 4-tops or 5-tops. So I hope that still creates that community, but also kind of fills the seats and gets rid of that reservation pinch.
But what if a group of 5 walk in?
Well, I hope we have 5 seats. Again, this is first come, first sat. So don't expect that those 5 people might not all get to sit together, which means either show up early or show up together, because there's no reserving. It's just come as you are.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Judy Goldman.
Actually, Joel just answered my question about the size of the tables. But I also want to give a shout out to Chef Eileen. What Matt said about her work has been incredible. And she can be so creative. And I think we are going to really benefit by the fact that she has more time to spend with the independent living facility.
Thank you. Barbara Nadich.
A bit of humor for Joel. In Florida, 5 o'clock is the early bird special. Now, are you going to have an early bird special in Copper Beach?
Well, you know, we used to have one, and sadly, it was only attended by 2 people. So I'll never walk away from an idea or concept if there's a willingness, but I really want to start with the community room, and then we'll go from there. But again, anything I can do to extend the hours of Centro to make sure that everyone gets a chance to dine, and anything I can do to alleviate the reservation push, because I know everyone wants to eat at 6 o'clock, but it's just not possible. So we're looking at the future and trying to craft the best Centro and best Nosh possible.
Thanks. Roland Goodman.
Yeah, hi, everybody. I was wondering, since it's going to be a buffet in the Copper Beach room, does that mean that the buffet in the regular room will be eliminated?
Rona, hello, long time no see. And that's a great question. So actually, the plan is that when there's a buffet in Centro for everyone else, those people in the Copper Beach room will attend that same buffet. Now, the rules of the room will still be first come, first sat, but they will be going to the same buffet as everyone else in the main dining room.
Okay, any other questions? We'll just pause for a second because one question seems to bring up another. Thank you. Carol Houseman. You have to unmute, Carol. We're not, okay, go ahead.
Is the menu in Copper Beach the same as the menu in Centro?
Great questions. You guys are amazing. So sometimes, yes, but we have to look at the aspect of what translates well as far as an item that comes off the line hot and fresh, or an item that would be in a chafer on a buffet. So some items will translate and be buffet friendly, and some items won't. So the chef, Chef Patrick, he's been tasked with trying to find alternatives or substitutes to make sure that buffet is full and beautiful. But you're not going to see, say, a tomahawk steak on the buffet line in Copper Beach.
Thank you.
Okay.
Of course.
Any other questions? Matt, back to you for anything to wrap it up.
Well, that about ends it, Jerry. I just want to say thank you, everyone. This was a very engaged and wonderful community meeting this week. And I think the spring weather, everybody's enjoying it. I can feel it on the call. So thanks a million.
Thank you, everybody. See you next Thursday.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're quite welcome.